Hi folks. You know, a lot of cultural aspects that happen here in the United States sometimes, a lot of the times, creep across the Pacific Ocean and inflict the good people of Japan. Some of it's good, but a whole lot of it is bad. And one of the bad ones that creeped across was protesting the chief executive of the country. We have lefty lunatics in the United States demanding that President Trump resign, and they held demonstrations. And the reason for these demonstrations and this demand for him to resign is something based on absolutely nothing, based upon an hallucination. They're yet to find any documentation or reasoning having to do with the Russians affecting the election and Donald Trump being complicit in that. Not able to find it, but they still want him out of office because they're lefty loonies. A similar affliction has happened in Japan. Lefty loonies, they want Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to resign from office. Now what's his crime? What is their hallucination in reference to? Well, there's two of them, two scandals, and I'll get into it later. But in the city of 35 million people in Tokyo, approximately 2,000 people, and I may be overinflating that number, approximately 2,000 people showed up to demonstrate in front of their diet building, their parliament, demanding he resign. Get out of office. You're a liar, and you're full of scandals, and we believe in cronyism you practice. Get out of office. Well, in the crowd of these demonstrators, there are signs, and one of the signs happens to be this one, where it says, F you very much. Yeah, that's what it read. Now, out of approximately 2,000 people, one clown shows up with this sign. So are we to then blame the rest of the people? Absolutely. And here's why. I'm standing in a crowd with that sign, and nobody around me says to me, please take that sign down, it's inappropriate, and you're giving us a bad image. No, people around look at the sign and they, yay! Because they have similar mind. Their mind is in the gutter. It's filthy. It's lefty loonies. Some more about these lefty loonies? There's barricades the police put up for crowd control. And what do these lefty loonies do? They overran the barricades, overran the police, and just knocked the barricades down. Now, what's so horrific about this? In other countries, that's normal. In Japan, that is not. Japan is a country noted that for crowd control, most of the time it just takes two policemen with a strap holding it on both ends, and that's enough to hold the crowd back. But not if you're lefty loonies. There's this one person who I've been seeing a lot in anti-government, anti-Abe demonstrations. And I'm tending to believe he's one of them there communists. And he was here also. But you know what should happen with this gentleman? To shut him up or to put him in his place? Somebody have a debate with him. Someone in Japan have a debate with him. And I say the person to have a debate with him is another young man. Another young man that I've attended many conferences with and dinners. Kazuya. That's who. Kazuya is very articulate. He's conservative. And he's patriotic. And you know what's also fun about going to places with Kazuya? There's all the women that flock around him. God bless him. It's good for eye candy. Alright, let's now discuss the two supposed scandals, the hallucinated ones. In the foreign ministry, no, not the foreign ministry, in one of the ministry buildings, a document was discovered quoting a former secretary of the Prime Minister in reference to a land deal that was going to take place between the owner and the government, but the owner's good friends with Shinzo Abe. And supposedly the secretary said, you know, the Prime Minister is very concerned about this acquisition. And the secretary said that never happened. So they really don't have any proof. It's just this, even if the secretary says it did happen, it doesn't mean it did happen, because there's no direct quotes from the Prime Minister. There's no audio tape. There's no videotape. So it's an accusation That's not founded, that's not supported. But that's okay, it doesn't mean anything to the lefty loonies. Someone else said it, even though they didn't say they said it. You still need to leave office because you're involved in cronyism. The hallucination doesn't stop there. It now transfers to his wife, Mrs. Abe. She's involved somehow, either through friendship or directly, with a school in another city in Japan. And they went through a land acquisition also. And they got the land at a very inexpensive rate. And that's where the concern comes in. You only got it at that inexpensive rate because of the relationship with the Prime Minister's wife. More cronyism. Get out of office. But the concern isn't so much the supposed cronyism, if it ever happened there. The concern is the school itself. The school itself is an irritant to the liberals, the loony liberals. And the reason why the school's an irritant, well, because it corrupts the morals of minors. That's what it's doing, the school. And the corruption involved is they're teaching the children to be patriotic, to love their country. We're the educators. Get off doing such a thing. You're supposed to indoctrinate the children to leftist liberal ideology, not patriotism, not to love your country. So because you do such a curriculum as that, you're to be vilified by the lefty loonies, as they do here in the United States, because the liberals in Japan are now mimicking the lunatics in the United States. Yeah, patriotic. What's the matter with you? Anyway, so those are the two supposed made-up scandals. Remember now, 2,000 out of 35 million, and that's a huge crowd. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be in. And God bless our good friends and trusted allies in the land of the rising sun, Nihongoku, Japan. And hopefully one day we'll see a debate between that supposed communist and Kazuya. See ya.